So I'm in a heavier energy tonight. You know, not always sunshine and rainbows over here. I'm processing a lot of grief, I don't know, lately. And God led me to a video that I made 4 years ago that I forgot I even made. I didn't even know I made it. And I was talking about my best friend at the time, who was in a deeply abusive domestic violence relationship. And I just was so sad listening to it, because it just reminded me of the life that God gave me. And all he had me around all my life was just deep abuse. I just never got a break from it. It's like no matter where I went, whether I was in my house or I was at my friend's house or I was at school or I was at work, I was always either surrounded by deep trauma or I was being traumatized. Which is, again, why it's the only reason I was willing to accept this route of psychicness. Or I would die. In the video, I was talking about how I was so happy because she was like, you know, choosing herself and healing. And it just made me realize how much I was drowning so much, but how I was always responsible to like lift everybody else up. And it just brought up a lot of feelings for me. It's just painful, you know, when God only presented trauma or being alone in my life. And I finally chose being alone. Because I had to, because this is what I was going to become. But it's just really sad when everybody and everything has taken you for granted and misunderstood you, and, you know, all you try to do is help people, and all you kept getting put in was abuse or corruption or something, you know, like everywhere I turned, everywhere. You know, I get the scene from Snow White where she's in the forest and she just keeps like running from all the scary shit. That was like my whole life. That relationship was so traumatizing for me to be around. But because I loved her so much and her kids, I stayed. And because I was being abused at home, being around her was better than being at home, because at least I could be authentic, you know. I had to stick around and watch this man, you know, and watch her turn into people that I couldn't even recognize, you know. And I just unconditionally loved them through it. Until one day I decided I didn't want to anymore. And it was years after it felt like kind of like, you know, things had been at their worst. Things were getting better and they had separated and it didn't matter. The damage was done. And You know, it took being away from her to realize that. All I tried to do was help her. That's all I try to do for everybody. And it's hard not to resent God for the life He made me live, for the things He put in my life, for the things He did to me. For the things He's taken from me. It just makes me nervous sometimes because I just feel like, yeah, there's just going to be a lot of people going through that when this all happens, open contact, all of that stuff. It's like people can't escape themselves anymore. And there's going to be a lot of people who are exposed for things. And it's going to divide families. It's going to break friendships up. It's going to do all sorts of things. This is like so much deeper than we realize. And sometimes the weight and the heaviness of that hits me, especially lately. My heart just very much breaks for this world and what God is doing with it. What He's done with it. We just like don't understand Him on a mass scale. And I'm realizing I do, but there's parts of Him that you have to accept that aren't what we were taught about Him. And that's that He allows this all to happen. And He torments people. And there's this beauty to Him and the vastness of God. But also there's this darkness. And I think that's why I'm so different from people, because I choose to face the darkness. I don't ignore it. I've had no choice. I've had to be in it my whole life. But with that, you carry pain. And you can't get rid of it. And you can't scrub it away. And you can't meditate it away. And you can't... There's nothing you can do to get rid of it. It's just there. It just exists with you. And you have to learn to be kind to it and validate it and allow it to exist in you. And I think I've tried to get rid of it. I've tried to erase it. I've tried to do all sorts of things with my pain, but it always returns. No matter how much wiring I do, no matter how much hope I have, pain always returns. Some way, somehow, because I have 30 years of grief that I have to go through, and I keep thinking, I'm going to get to this end goal. I'm gonna once I get all of this pain out, then things will be better. Once I, figure out how to forgive these people who hurt me, things will be better. And it's like, there's no answers other than this has to change for everybody. And we have to learn to sit with our pain and not run away from it. Especially those of us who have had deep pain, unfortunately. And I've learned the price of ignoring that is very high. Obviously, we see that in society. And we just can't do that anymore. We deny so much of our humanity, and we perform and we put on shows. It's not human. So I want to share this side of me, the days that I feel pain, because I have a lot of it, and I don't show this side of me a lot. And I'm not in this state of mind too often anymore, but it still occurs. So it's tough. Gotta sit with it.